So I'm truly honored, and I mean that sincerely, to stand here before you today as the president-elect of Green Mountain College. Special thanks go to the committee co-chairs, Deb Granquist, Barb Charleboy, who couldn't be here today, and the entire search committee. Our discussions and there were thoughtful questions that came from the committee increased my excitement about the opportunity and challenges that lie ahead. I would also like to thank President Fonteyn for his generous commitment of time to help me better understand, including just about 10 minutes ago, to better understand the culture and important mission of the college. I'm truly humbled by the opportunity to continue the important work begun by Paul and his team 8 years ago. My final thank you goes to my wife, sitting in the front row. None of what I've accomplished or we've accomplished to date or will in the future would have been possible without you. I mean that, and another exciting chapter is about to begin, so fasten your seatbelt. So I'd like to begin my formal remarks with a short history lesson. This Friday, I think you all know, is Earth Day. Friday, April 22nd will mark the 46th anniversary of the birth of the modern environmental movement. In 1970, 20 million Americans took to the streets, parks, and college campuses to demonstrate for a healthy, sustainable environment. Earth Day 1970 achieved a rare political alignment, and all of you know, given the political alignment today, it is increasingly rare. Democrats and Republicans, rich and poor, farmers and city dwellers united behind a common concern. I was one of the many college students demonstrating that day. Until that day, much of mainstream America was oblivious to the threats to the environment and to our health. In fact, the majority of Americans, myself including, were primarily focused on ending the war still raging in Vietnam. Thankfully, the war ended soon thereafter. Unfortunately, the environmental movement has been less sustainable. Even though Earth Day continues to be celebrated every April, and I know you've been celebrating it all week here on campus, my generation, the 60s generation, failed to live up to our goals. The baby boom generation, the idealist who set out to change the world, has, almost by any measure, made our country and our world more fragile. Despite all our good intentions, we have consumed too much of the planet's limited natural resources. We've poisoned the earth and disrupted our climate. Today, the baby boomer generation that has the political and economic power to make the world a better place is unwilling to make the necessary changes. As a result, future generations, and many of you are in the room today, face the enormous task of reversing the mess that we made. Green Mountain College is committed to being part of the solution. More than 20 years ago, the college branded itself as an environmental leader. The college has remained true to its mission and has become even more focused on social, economic, and environmental sustainability. Every aspect of this institution screams sustainability, from its skilled and dedicated faculty and staff to the way we operate and the way we invest our endowment. Few colleges have made this deep commitment to authentic sustainability. I am committed to the college's goal of preparing students to take their place in this challenging and complex world. I believe we must move as quickly as possible to create a more just and sustainable society. Our students must be prepared to be change leaders in many different fields. The Green Mountain College curriculum is firmly grounded in hands-on experience and the core environmental liberal arts. We have built a solid platform for our graduates to have a positive impact in dealing with society's unprecedented challenges, and in the process create fulfilling lives for our students no matter what path they choose to follow. Our approach has great appeal to millennials who are interested in an education that involves much more than textbook learning. It's no accident that Green Mountain College is ranked the #2 green college in the nation by the Princeton Review, and one of only two, and I emphasize two, colleges in the nation who have achieved carbon neutrality. That is a great accomplishment. Many colleges aspire to be where Green Mountain is today. The college is a model for 21st century education that can attract the best and the brightest. I pledge to you that I'll use the skills I've acquired during my career to have students literally beating down the doors to get in. I'm honored to have been offered an opportunity to help the college further develop and execute its mission. Like many Green Mountain students, I'm a first-generation college graduate and have a deep appreciation for the value of a college education. And I say this with all sincerity, college literally transformed my life. Though I am not a member of the Academy currently, I have been actively engaged in educational governance for more than 2 decades. I served simultaneously on 2 local school boards, and as Deb said, for 12 years, I was a trustee of Champlain College. I served as its board chair from 2005 to 2007 during the first 2 years of the newly appointed president. I began my career in the early 1970s with a company known for its leadership in the outdoors and outdoor education. In 1982, I moved to Vermont to join a small family company that was not only committed to its own future, but also to the long-term health of its employees and their communities. I have a history of leading financially successful institutions both as a CEO, a trustee, and a board chair. I believe that financial success is a necessary but not sufficient condition for true success. All businesses I have been involved with have been committed to a triple bottom line: people, planet, and profits. Failure to achieve any one, in my mind, would be a failure overall. In 2012, Green Mountain College developed a long-term plan with the appropriate title, Sustainability 2020. This is the roadmap I will use to begin my journey at the college. I believe the plan has many of the elements needed for short and long-term success. Like with any plan, however well conceived, changes are inevitable with time. My leadership style has always been to surround myself with smart people who understand their own areas of knowledge far better than I do. I believe that top-down leadership is a flawed concept and seldom leads to optimum results. I'll be looking to the entire college community, including trustees, for help and guidance as we move Green Mountain forward. Before I arrive on campus full-time in July, I'll be reaching out to as many of you as possible, including alumni and members of the Poultney community. My first priority will be to listen. I'll be asking lots of open-ended questions. The collective wisdom of this group is what we need to change this complex and challenging world. If you don't already know, you'll soon discover, I think Antoine mentioned it, that I'm an avid cyclist. Perhaps some of the questions and possible solutions will come as we pedal across campus this fall. In closing, I'd like to address the students in the audience, and I noticed there are a lot. I wasn't sure that any of you would show up, so I'm delighted you're here. I'd like to address the students. It really is because of you and for you that we all are here. You are the generation that must not lose focus on the environmental, social, and economic challenges facing our world. You are the generation that can change the world by staying true to your goals and personal commitment to a just and sustainable society. David Chu, the former Energy Secretary, said recently, and I really truly love this quote, "The Stone Age did not end because we ran out of stones. It ended when we transitioned to better solutions." Those better solutions are out there waiting to be discovered, so let's go out and find them. Thank you.